Let's dive into the absolute madness happening on the 3rd of June 2026. Guys, can we talk about how Jacinda is finally waking up to the nightmare reality of her life? She is standing there, dazed and confused, while Chase delivers a warning that is basically a wrecking ball to her entire world. He looks her dead in the eye and tells her that Michael is far more cunning, far more dangerous than that polished, perfect exterior suggests. I have been saying this for months, haven't I? Michael has been playing a long, cold game, systematically dismantling the lives of those around him, and now he is actively sabotaging the marriage of Brooklyn. It is deliciously unhinged, if you ask me, and the fact that he has managed to pull the wool over Willow's eyes for so long is nothing short of terrifying. We are watching a master manipulator at work, and the tragedy is that those he loves most are the ones standing directly in his firing line. Speaking of traps, the situation at the police station is getting even hotter. Liz, poor, conflicted Liz, finally breaks down. She is standing there with Lulu and Dante, and the look on her face tells me everything we need to know. She has reached her breaking point, guys. She confesses to them about her deep, messy involvement in these recent events, and the silence that follows is deafening. We can see the shock ripple through Lulu and Dante, their faces pale as they realize that the secrets Liz has been carrying are not just her own, they are part of a much larger, darker puzzle. It is gut wrenching to watch her finally let the dam break, knowing that once these words are spoken, there is absolutely no going back for any of them. I think we all knew this moment was coming, but seeing it play out with such raw, agonizing vulnerability is something else entirely. Then there is the chaos surrounding deception, and oh boy, is it a disaster waiting to happen. Tracy, Brooklyn, and Lucy are absolutely hell-bent on running Sidwell out of town, or at least out of their company. They are playing a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, and they are using everything they have, including the unpredictable Rick, to make sure Sidwell gets the message. I honestly think they are bordering on the insane with how reckless they are being, but that is the Quartermain way, isn't it? They thrive on the edge of disaster. The leaks confirm that Sidwell is going to be completely blindsided, and frankly, I am here for it. If you ask me, seeing him scramble when he realizes his precious contract means nothing to this group of women will be the highlight of the week. But we have to ask ourselves, what happens when he fights back? Because a man like that doesn't just go quietly into the night. And we cannot forget about the absolute power play Nina is making. This woman is playing with fire, and I am terrified for her, guys. She had that injection meant for Brennan, and she just tossed it aside. That is a bold move, a statement of total defiance that Brennan is definitely not going to appreciate. He might be acting all friendly right now, lulling her into a false sense of security at Turning Woods, but I know better. Once he realizes she is no longer under his thumb, the mask is going to slip. It is a ticking time bomb, and I fear that when it finally goes off, Nina is going to be the one picking up the pieces. We have seen her make mistakes before, but this is a level of danger that could cost her everything she has fought so hard to build, and I honestly don't know if she has a plan for when he strikes back. Meanwhile, in the interrogation room, Lucas is having the worst day of his life. Joe Fitzpatrick is not letting up, and he is pushing, probing, trying to find out why Lucas waited so long to come forward with such vital information. The pressure is mounting, the air is thick with suspicion, and Lucas looks like he is about to snap. Why did he wait? What is he hiding? We are all dying to know, and the way Joe is leaning into his space makes it clear that he isn't buying whatever excuses are being thrown his way. It is a classic interrogation, the kind that strips away the layers until there is nothing left but the uncomfortable, messy truth that nobody wants to hear. If you ask me, Lucas is just the first domino to fall in a very long, very painful chain reaction. And let's talk about the chilling conversation between Valentine and Carly. Valentine is not a man who gets rattled easily, but he warns her that they are in deeper trouble than she even realizes. The weight of his words is heavy, and you can see the realization dawning on Carly. She has been trying to hold on to her piece of the world, but the walls are closing in, and everything is becoming compromised. There is a sense of impending doom hanging over them, a feeling that no matter how much they scheme or how many alliances they forge, They are all just players in a game they don't fully understand. The arrival of bad news from Ross Cullum is just the final nail in the coffin for their peace of mind, and it sets the stage for a fallout that is going to be felt all across Port Charles. We also have to look at the psychological wreckage Michael is leaving in his wake. He is so focused on his machinations, so consumed by the need to control every outcome, that he has completely lost sight of the woman he claims to love. He thinks he is protecting his family, but he is actually tearing it apart from the inside out. Willow is living in a dream world, a beautiful, fragile lie that he has constructed, and when it finally shatters, and it will shatter, guys, the impact is going to be catastrophic. I think she is going to be the one who suffers the most, caught between her love for her husband and the man he is transforming into right before our eyes. What about the dynamic between Drew and Nina? We know they have that secret, that illicit connection that is just waiting to blow up in everyone's faces. The tension between them is palpable, a mixture of guilt and magnetic attraction that makes every scene they share feel like it could go off at any moment. And with Willow also caught in the gravitational pull of that same orbit, it is a recipe for total emotional devastation. I feel like we are just waiting for the match to be lit, and when it is, there will be no escaping the inferno that follows. It is all so messy, so complex, and so very Port Charles, and that is exactly why we can't look away for even a second. We have to consider the role of the law in all of this. With Dante and the rest of the police force constantly struggling to keep up with the machinations of the elite, the sense of justice in this town feels more like a suggestion than a reality. Joe is trying to do his job, but he is wading into waters that have been polluted by decades of secrets and cover ups. It is not just about catching the bad guys anymore, it is about navigating a minefield where every step could lead to a scandal that brings down the most powerful families in the city. If you ask me, the police are the ones who are truly in over their heads, trying to bring order to a place that thrives on chaos. Think about the way secrets are weaponized in this town. Everyone has one, and everyone is waiting for the perfect moment to unleash it. Liz with her confession, Michael with his sabotage, Nina with her defiance, it is all a chess game where the pieces are human lives. And the worst part, the people who think they are the ones moving the pieces are usually the ones being moved themselves by forces they can't even see or predict. We are all just watching the board, waiting for that final checkmate, and yet, every time we think we know it's coming, the writers pull the rug out from under us. Do you ever wonder if any of these characters can actually find a way out? It seems like once you step into the world of Port Charles, you are marked for life, caught in a cycle of drama that repeats itself in new and more painful ways. Sonny, Jason, Carly, they are the archetypes of this. But even the newer characters are getting sucked into the same vortex. It is like a gravitational pull that you just can't escape, and sometimes I find myself wishing they could just walk away, though I know that would be the end of the magic for us, wouldn't it? Um, and the fact that Liz is opening up to Lulu and Dante, that is a huge shift. It changes the dynamic between them, moving from a surface level interaction to something much more dangerous and personal. They are no longer just colleagues or friends. They are now co conspirators in a secret that could destroy everything. The trust, the history, the shared trauma, it is all being put to the test, and I am not sure if their bonds are strong enough to withstand the pressure of what is to come. It makes me nervous, guys, because we know that when secrets come out in Port Charles, they never come out clean. Um, they come out like a tidal wave. What about the deception plan? It is one of the most absurd, high risk, low reward schemes I have seen in a while. And that is why it is so perfect. It shows just how desperate and petty these people can be when their status is threatened. They are not thinking about the long term consequences. They are just thinking about winning, about proving that they are still the ones in charge. It is a petty, petty game, and I hope they are ready for the backlash because Sidwell is not the kind of person who takes humiliation sitting down. This is going to get ugly, and I am here for every single second of the fallout. As we head toward the next episode, the air is thick with anticipation. We are waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting for the truth about Michael to reach Willow, waiting for Brennan to make his move against Nina, and waiting to see what happens when the police finally connect the dots. It is a perfect storm of narrative threads, all converging on the same point of inevitable destruction. If you ask me, The best part of being a fan is being able to sit back and watch the carnage unfold, knowing that no matter how bad it gets, there is always another twist around the corner to keep us guessing. Guys, we are in for a wild ride, and I, for one, am ready for every single plot twist that comes our way. So, here is my advice to everyone living in Port Charles. If you are planning to keep a secret, make sure it is a good one, because the odds of it staying hidden are slim to none. Also, maybe stop trusting people who act too perfect. It is usually the first sign that they are about to ruin your life. Honestly, in this town, the only thing you can really count on is that tomorrow will be even more chaotic than today. So just buckle up, grab your popcorn, um, and try not to get caught in the blast radius of someone else's messy, drama-filled life.